Jeff, if you've been following all evening, you see the change of scenery. There are now hundreds of fans outside flooding into Delta Center for tonight's games. There's 8 teams total competing. So far, we have the first 2 games down, and Game 3 is gearing up next. We are also right in the heart of downtown, so lots of restaurants and hotels. A pretty great way to showcase Salt Lake City. And also, Coach Bill Self even mentioned the springtime weather we have here. Yes, that's right. Coach Bill Self, he's finally here in the building. I know you guys are wondering, where is the team? Well, they will be taking the court in about 15 minutes for practice.
KSN's Asia Cymone Smith with more. Asia.
Yeah, Zach, we are in for another battle for Kansas, meeting Gonzaga for the 3rd time in program history. The series between the two schools is currently tied at 1 apiece, and KU's now looking for their 2nd win over the Bulldogs. But in order to do that, they're going to need to go into this one firing on all cylinders. The team knows that it will not be an easy battle taking on Samford tomorrow, and they're going to have to focus hard on defending the ball in order to take down the Bulldogs. Samford is actually the 5th best scoring team in the nation. Well, Jeff, Julia, the Jayhawks have officially shaken off the jet lag after today's open practice. The team cleared the court just moments ago, and yes, there were lots of Kansas fans in the building here to support the team. And Jayhawk Nation told me that they are very excited for tomorrow's round 1 game. We do know that KU has lots of tournament experience, making it 34 straight years in a row, but that may not matter tonight. KU lost their last 2 games big time, while Samford is coming into this one on a 4-game winning streak. What a game we had here from the Kansas Jayhawks, hanging on to come out with a win against Samford, advancing to round 2 of the NCAA tournament. And this one had everyone at the edge of their seats. Kansas at one point had a 22-point lead. Well, that got cut down to 1 point with just 19 seconds left on the clock. So it'll be interesting to see the support from the crowd in Kansas's next game against Gonzaga. They are also a powerhouse school in the NCAA tournament. Maybe we'll have more of a split crowd situation. We won't find out until that one tips off at 2:15 p.m. on Saturday. I'll be right here bringing you all the latest on the action from Delta Center. So less than 24 hours away from tip-off tomorrow here at Delta Center. We have yet to hear from the Jayhawks about their opinion of taking on Gonzaga tomorrow. I'll break down what they had to say ahead of tomorrow's game coming up later in sports. Here for you at Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah, Asia Cymone Smith. Jeff, Julia, I'll send it back to you. Jeff, Julia, what a game we had here at Delta Center last night between Samford and Kansas. A very narrow victory by the Jayhawks to be able to advance to round 2 of the NCAA tournament. The Jayhawks had to battle very hard to defeat Samford. Yeah, Craig, this was not the end result the Jayhawks were hoping for here at Delta Center, falling by 21 points against Gonzaga to be eliminated from the NCAA tournament. And this game at first really seemed like it could go either way. Craig, it's the end of the season for the Jayhawks after falling in the 2nd round of the NCAA tournament against Gonzaga. And for some of the players, today was the last time they will ever gear up in the crimson and blue. Here at Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah, the number 4 seeded Kansas Jayhawks left it all on the court in the 2nd round of the NCAA tournament, taking on number 5 seed Gonzaga. Kansas came into this one looking to qualify for the Sweet 16 after falling just 2 points short a year ago. But the Bulldogs today, they were not going to make that an easy task at all, opening this game with a 6-0 run before Johnny Furphy. He's going to get the Hawks on the board. Now, they're going to start to pull away. Kansas's Hunter Dickinson will splash one in from the paint. The team is trying to lock in a lead here. It's going to be DeJuan Harris with a lob up to KJ Adams. He hammers it home. Hunter Dickinson, he's going to take some deep shots in this one as well. He's going to drain home the triple. 1 point lead after the first half for KU. Nicholas Timberlake with the 3 to start off the second. But my goodness, the Bulldogs for the rest of this one just went lights out. Go on a 15-0 run to pull away big time, and Gonzaga will win this one. Kansas eliminated by the round of 32 for the 4th time in 5 seasons. The only season they made it past this round was when they won the national championship a couple years ago. Well, not the story today. Here's the team on the end of their season.
Obviously, I wish I could take some things back and improve on some things, but, these guys, I care a lot about them. Coach Selfs, we built a pretty special bond, I feel like, within, a short period of time. The rest of the coaching staff, fan base, everything. I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's been a great year. I had so much fun. Obviously, the year didn't end how we wanted to, but it was still had fun at the end of the day.
We had a lot of ups and downs. Lost players, injuries. That's what it basically was. But we still fought the whole year. And, I'm still proud of my teammates.
And the Jayhawk women, they took the court in Los Angeles today to begin their first round game in the NCAA tournament. Kansas was last year's WNIT champs, and this time around they were looking to go for an even bigger title when they started out their play today. And Kansas, about midway through this one, they trailed by a handful of points, but Ryan Cobbins would close that gap. It would be a fight from KU to stay in this one. Cymone Nichols, she lands one from the paint, and it would be Zakiya Franklin to drain the triple and tie this game up. Kansas ends up heading to overtime for the first time this season. Holly Kerskeeter gets things going in extra minutes. Hawks up by 4 points. Now Zakiya Franklin, what a game from her. She will finish with a team-high 22 points. And Maya Nichols will put the nail in the coffin for the Wolverines with the and one. Kansas wins it to punch their ticket to the second round. They will face the top-seeded USC Trojans on Monday. Here's the team on today's victory.
Obviously made some really, really big plays offensively that, were preceded by, key stop after key stop. And made a lot of big threes tonight, but none bigger than, fifth-year senior Zakiya Franklin. I couldn't be prouder of her.
I feel like one-of-a-kind player. She can do many things that I know I can't do. But just the trust that everyone on the team has for her. We trust her to get to the rack. We know that she can provide on offense and defense for this team, and I feel like she played great on both sides of the ball.
Kansas State women's basketball spent today off after winning their first-round game against Portland. They now rest up and prepare to take on Colorado tomorrow afternoon at Bramlage Coliseum. And the last time Kansas State and Colorado met each other was back in 2011. So we don't really know how these teams match up against each other. But the Buffaloes defeated Drake in the first round by 14 points. The Wildcats have a home court advantage, of course, in Bramlage Coliseum. Will be sold out ahead of this one. Here's the Cats' thoughts on tomorrow's matchup.
I think it's a matchup that deserves the crowd that we're going to have and the energy that we're going to have in that building. It should be a great matchup. Their depth at the forward center spot is pretty good. So I think they're a quality team that, like it should at this time of the year, quality players across the roster.
They've been a similar team to us throughout this year, climbing pretty high in the rankings just throughout the whole year. So Selection Sunday, we really didn't know if we were going to be a 4 or 5, so I can see where they're coming from, like Gabby said. But, yeah, I mean, having a sellout is a huge advantage for us, and it just shows, one of the reasons why we deserve to host, just because of the support we have here in Manhattan.
All right, that's all for now. Here for you live at Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. Asia Cymone Smith. We'll be right back after the break.